For lesson 6, we're going into some health stuff where we're looking at how you exercise and what that does to your heart rate and how you can use that to figure out how fit you are. So essentially your success criteria are going to be these. Can you measure your pulse? Can you measure other people's pulses and graph the results? And can you use the graph to make some decisions about their fitness? So for the first one here, you have to find a person's pulse at their wrist and count it for 15 seconds. 4 lots of 15 make 60, so if you count for 15 seconds and times it by 4, you'll have beats per minute. Do this for some classmates as well. Next thing you're going to be doing is some exercise. So that's going to increase your pulse rate, and as soon as you finish the exercise you have to measure your pulse rate for 15 seconds again to see what it is now you've pushed it up. What you're going to do then is every minute you're going to check your pulse rate and see how long it takes to come down. For some people it will take a lot longer to come down than others. Essentially, the longer it takes to slow back to normal, the less fit a person is. So you're going to measure what your pulse rate is every few minutes until it gets back to normal, at least until after 5 minutes. Now the next thing you have to do is graph it, and it's asking you to compare graphs for different people, and essentially it's wanting a line graph, because a line graph is what we use when we have to look at change over time. We're looking at the change of someone's heart rate over time, and that the amount of slope on the graph will be a bit of a picture to tell us how quickly the heart rate is coming down. So on the bottom here we're going to have time because we're doing beats per minute, and on the side here we're going to have beats, and each person is going to be measuring what their heart rate was, say before exercise, and then straight after exercise, and then every time interval after that you're going to be checking how long it took your heart rate to go down using a line. And if you have lines for different people, you'll find there'll be some people who'll have heart rates that are quite different, and that allows you to compare them. So you need to take what you learnt in question 2 and graph it on a graph like this. Question 5 is then using that information to see how much better your heart rate got every minute. So straight after exercise, say your heart rate was 160 and by the second minute it was down to 110. That's improved or gone down by 50 beats per minute. But the second minute, from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, 110 to 90, it's only gone down 20 beats per minute. So on this, it's actually going to help you to figure out how quickly it's coming down for you. And again, that gives you an idea of how fit a person is, how quickly that heart rate slows down to normal. Question 6 and 7, you're actually going to be making some decisions and calculating what your resting heart rate is, because you've got to compare it to what a normal average person is and figure out whether or not you guys are quite healthy compared to the average or not. And that's a decision you have to make once you look at the data from your graph.